Chapter 4. The rolling hills of South Haston snuggled in the deep shadow, the moon glinting off chateaux and gleaming off trees and grass on the hilltops. In Terence Claiborne's clinic, moonlight sent long shadows stretching across a cold tile floor and glistened off of Isha's medical equipment. But Celeste didn't see any of it. All night, her view had been the inside of the toilet bowl. The stench from her regurgitated meals made her want to heave again. She wanted to stand up, but she couldn't. She was being held captive by her wavering stomach. By now her abdomen was empty, but it didn't stop her body from trying to evacuate her insides. Celeste swallowed hard and turned to the clock on the wall. 2:30 a.m. Celeste pushed herself to her feet even as her stomach protested. "Come on, Celeste. Pull it together. You didn't risk stealing the medicine, betraying Isha's trust, risking Terrence's rage, and spending the night with your face in a toilet to let this chance slip by. Go, even if you make a mess on your way out." She pushed herself to her feet and stumbled to the clinic. Bracing herself on the bathroom door's frame, she scanned the room for Isha's computer. It was sitting on the desk where Isha had left it after she had scanned Celeste. Lucky break. Maybe she thought I was too sick to do anything about it. Celeste stumbled over to the computer. Or too dumb. Most of the slaves she knew could neither read nor write, but Celeste was a special case. Though she had been sold into slavery as a child, she had learned to read and write when she was a girl. Reading had been one of her favorite things. Not that it mattered now. She paused as another wave of nausea slammed into her before pushing the power button. A login screen appeared. Celeste bit together her lips. "Sorry, Isha. You've been so nice to me, but never type in your password where prying eyes can see." She typed in Isha's password, one letter at a time. The screen changed to Isha's normal desktop. She had a picture of her children, and grandchildren in the background. They seemed like such nice people. Celeste opened a program to get rid of it. Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. Please let this computer be connected to Terrence's slave database. She took a deep breath and clicked on the search icon. It took a while to find the right search parameters. Celeste only had a first-grade reading and spelling level. But finally, the Claiborne collection appeared on the screen. This is it! Celeste slapped her hands over her mouth. She had to keep it quiet. Such an outburst could wake everyone. She glanced one way, then another. The clinic was shrouded in silence. Only the ticking clock made any noise. Celeste watched it for a moment. Strange that Isha liked these old mechanical clocks when everyone else had moved on to digital centuries ago. Still, it was Isha's charm. She held on to things like old clocks and common decency. It was why Celeste had been able to manipulate her so. She turned her mind away from those thoughts and looked at the screen. There was her profile, all the information Terrence had on her, including her ownership papers and her list price. The price she or someone on her behalf had to pay to buy her freedom. She glanced around before moving a crumpled piece of paper from her bra, an ad she had seen in a copy of Terence Claiborne's Collector's Monthly magazine. Underneath a picture of 4 well-dressed business people, the copy read, "Are you an owner looking to liquidate your collection? A loved one looking to free your special someone but don't have the cash? A slave willing to work for your freedom? The GFG Corporation has the answer. As part of our Freedom Work Initiative, the Freedom Project, we buy slave for full price in exchange for participating in our Debt Worker Experience program. After working for us for a predetermined length of time, the debtors are paid and your slave is free. It's that easy. Call for a free consultation or visit us at one of our participating office locations. Slave papers and list price required. We will do our best to work with you to retrieve them." Celeste would never have seen the ad if Terence had been so furious as to shred the magazine with his bare claws. "How dare they advertise in my magazine?" he had shrieked. So of course Celeste had to investigate. Seeing the ad was the greatest day of her life. After some research, Celeste had found the closest office location was in a place called Jalou. Jalou, the place of her freedom. Let's see, my papers are here. Print and... Hey, what is my list price? Oh, $654,785? She flopped back in her chair as her stomach dropped. No one's ever going to pay that much for me. But she still had to try. She couldn't give up her only chance at freedom. She collected her papers from the printer, darted to the clinic door, and yanked on it. Locked. Celeste bit her bottom lip. Isha did say she had to lock her in to keep her from escaping. Isha's bedroom, therefore the days when she had to stay on call for some reason and couldn't go home, was on the other side of the clinic. Celeste peeked in. The room was shrouded in darkness with only a sliver of moonlight and streetlights peeking in through the drawn windows to illuminate it. Celeste could barely make out Isha's form sleeping on the bed. She slipped in and glanced around. Isha had keys on her lab coat, so perhaps they were still there. But where was her lab coat? She spotted it hanging on a peg behind the door. As silently as she could, Celeste unclipped the keys from the lab coat's lapel. They jingled as she moved them, but Isha kept right on sleeping. Celeste paused, said a silent apology to the doctor who had been so nice to her, and tiptoed out. Unlocking the clinic door, she eased it open. I hope you don't get in too much trouble because of me, Isha. Celeste tiptoed out of the clinic and into the hallway. Phase 1 of her escape was complete.